We're going to get started on our backs today in Supta Baddha Konasana. So that's just on the back, soles of the feet can come together. If you have blocks and you want to put it underneath your knees for a supported Supta Baddha Konasana, you can do that. And just rest your hands right on the lower abdomen here. So today is our Sacral Chakra practice. And the Sacral Chakra, that's the second chakra. So last week was the root. And as I mentioned before, the chakras are energy systems. We can almost think of them as a system in between our physical and spiritual body. And it starts with the root, which is very physical. And as we go up the 7 chakras, it becomes more and more spiritual, where we get to more consciousness. But the Sacral Chakra energy center is really responsible for our ability to receive pleasure, playfulness, intimacy, and connection. So really that's what we're going to be looking to cultivate today. And this practice is definitely more of a feminine practice. So often our yoga practice, like our Vinyasa practice, is very masculine. It's very structured and linear. So in this practice, we're just going to be a little bit more yin. So focusing on receptivity and flexibility. Traditionally, yoga, we go on a very vertical axis. So if you kind of think of our sun salutations, and while we still will have definitely that vertical element, we'll try to integrate more of a horizontal element as well too, which is also more feminine. And the element associated with this chakra is water. So again, we're going to be just looking for more fluidity, more receptivity, and emphasis on flexibility. And again, it's just good to get focused into this chakra. So much of our practice is very structured and strong and masculine. And while we do need that, we also need to cultivate the more feminine side. So we do need that balance of masculine and feminine energy. And I really think this is a good practice just to kind of reconnect with our feminine energy. So we can start to kind of relax into our feminine nature, being willing to receive, and just relax as well too. So approach things with ease and playfulness. So you can just take a moment here and just with your hands, that lower abdomen, and that's really the physical region. It's all the lower abdomen, the pelvis area. So the color that's associated with the sacral chakra is orange. So maybe throughout the practice, you can even just start visualizing just this area, the whole pelvic region, just emanating a nice orange, warming light. I'm just trying to place the focus on the sacral chakra throughout the practice, regardless of what posture we're in. And then you can bring your hands over your head. So the backs of your palms are resting on the earth. And we're just going to begin by just taking a few crunches. So you can take an inhale here, and then on your exhale, knees will come together. You can crunch up. So then just bringing forehead to toes, and then coming back down to your Supta Baddha Konasana on your inhale. And then exhale, we crunch up. Inhale, we come back down. Exhale, we crunch up. Inhale, coming back down. We'll do 2 more. Exhale, we crunch up. Inhale, coming back down. Exhale, we crunch up. And we'll hold it here for a moment. So just starting to engage the abdominals for a moment. Then you can hold on to your knees and come back down. You can rock a little bit side to side. You can grab behind your thighs and we'll start to rock up and down, and we'll meet in a seated position. So in this seated position, you can bring the soles of your feet together. And we come into Baddha Konasana. So Supta was when we were reclining, but now the soles of the feet are still together. You can start with the spine tall, so maybe you just hold on to your shins. And just breathing here. And you can start to hinge forward at the hip, so maybe the hands come out in front of you. And just starting to stretch the groin area. So you don't have to go down that low, but just so you feel a nice stretch. And just start to notice your breathing here. And then as you start to rise back up, we'll come into our tabletop. So in tabletop, shoulders over wrist, hips are over knees. So we'll start to stretch out the spine, just like we do at the beginning of every class. But again, maybe here, you just imagine the groin widening. So as you come into your cow, you inhale, drop the belly. Just think of the expansiveness in your sacral region. Exhale, arch the spine, drop the head. So inhale, drop the belly, look up. Exhale, arch the spine and drop the head. So you can just keep going here, just matching breath to movement and going at your own pace. And even as you take these movements, you can just start to imagine just flowing like water. So just feeling the fluidity between the inhales and the exhales. And just as your body moves between the different shapes. Then we'll come back to neutral. And so that was our cat and cow really on the vertical axis, but now we're going to try it on the horizontal axis. So if you can just imagine just changing the perspective of the motion. So it's almost like you can drop the belly, going to the left, coming back up, and then around on the right. So one of my teachers has kind of explained this as trying to scoop like peanut butter out of the jar. I'm not really sure if that's the best description, but I haven't really been able to think of another one. But it's really just flipping the cat-cow. So instead of going from front to back, you're going from left to right. And just as the belly drops to the earth, that's your inhale. And then as it rises back up, that's your exhale. We'll take a couple more on this side, and then we'll just alternate direction. So when you're ready, you can start to alternate. Going from right to left this time. And we'll meet back in neutral. You can curl your toes, lift back up to our downward facing dog. We can spend a few moments here just pedaling out the feet, stretching out the hamstrings. And feet are hips width apart, hands are about shoulders width apart. And then we're going to come into some downward facing dogs to cow poses. So you can glide forward, coming almost into your high plank, but then just dropping your knees. Dropping the belly, looking up to your cow posture. And then on an exhale, lifting the hips, coming back into downward facing dog. And we'll do that again on an inhale, we glide forward, dropping the knees, head lifts for cow. And then on the exhale, coming right back into your downward facing dog. Let's take two more. Inhale, glide forward, drop the belly, look up. And then exhale back to downward facing dog. And then one more, drop the knees. Inhale, look up for cow. And then exhale, downward facing dog. And breathing here. Then you can lift the right leg high in your downward facing dog. We'll just start with our hips square to the earth. Toes can be pointing down. Then you can bend the right knee, opening up the right hip. But it's still early on in class, so don't feel like you have to open it really wide. Then we're going to take some big knee circles, almost like you were trying to draw a circle on the wall with your knee. We'll take 3 big knee circles in one direction. And then in the other. Come back to center. And then releasing the right knee down to the earth, back to your downward facing dog. And then left leg will extend back for 3-legged dog on your left. You can bend the knee, opening up the hip here. And we'll take those 3 knee circles. So going in one direction, just like you were trying to draw a big circle on the wall with your knee. And then the other direction. And coming back through center, 3-legged dog on your left. And then left foot connects with the earth, back to your downward facing dog. You go high on your tiptoes, bending the knees. You can walk to the front of your mat. And we'll meet in our ragdoll forward fold. So opposite hand to opposite elbow here. And you can bend the knees, creating that little shelf for your belly. And just letting the head hang heavy here. So letting gravity do the work. With your feet rooting into the earth and sway a little bit back and forth. And you can release your hands to the earth. Toe heel your feet together. We'll start to gently rise up to standing, one vertebrae at a time. Almost like kind of like a yoga zombie. We'll meet in Tadasana with our palms outstretched. And you can bring your hands on the hips. You can start to take some hip circles. So just going in one direction. And then again in the other. We often don't get to do this in a regular yoga class, but because we're focusing on more of the feminine flow, you can start to move your hips from side to side. And that can just feel nice as well too. Just to, again, change axes from generally a vertical motion to more horizontal. Stillness, you can bring your hands to heart center. Inhale, hands come high. And then exhale, bend knees, forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees to lengthen the spine. You can bring the shoulder blades back here. So creating that flat back, gaze straight down. You can plant the hands, left foot steps back. And you can soften the left knee. Hands come high to the sky for your low lunge. You can bring your hands to heart center. We're just starting to maybe sink into that front leg a little bit. And the left hand can connect with the earth. We'll take a twist to the right. Right hand can come back to the earth. Curl the back toes under. And you can step right back to your downward facing dog. And take an inhale here and an exhale. And we'll glide forward, coming back towards our high plank, dropping the knees. Inhale, dropping the belly, looking up for our cow. And then exhale, lifting the hips, coming back to the downward facing dog. Right leg will come high, 3-legged dog on the right. And we'll glide forward, right knee to nose. You can have your back arched now, sort of like that cat spine. And then come back up on the inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. Coming back up. Knee to nose. Coming back up. And the next one, you'll just place your right foot between the hands. Curl the back toes under, the back, and we'll come into our warrior two. So the back foot is flat on the earth, shoulders stacked over hips, and arms are parallel to the earth. Gaze straight ahead, and just breathing here. And then on an inhale, you can straighten that front leg, hands come high, gentle warrior. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, we come right back down. Inhale, we rise. And then exhale, we come right back down. Now keeping those warrior two legs. On an inhale, we'll reverse our warrior. Exhale, come into our side angle. So right forearm just touches that right thigh. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. And one more time. Inhale, reverse. And then exhale, side angle. So we'll stay in the side angle for a few moments. So breathing here. So feet are rooted into the earth. You can almost imagine that chest is corkscrewing to the sky. You can rise back up to your warrior two. And pivot to the left. We'll come into our goddess posture. So toes can come out to 10 and 2. Shoulders stacked over hips. But here we're going to a little bit glide from left to right. So with the feet rooted into the earth, you just imagine just going back and forth. So just making that horizontal motion with your goddess posture. And maybe as you go back and forth, you start to sink a little bit lower. And again, you can kind of place the emphasis, the focus right on that sacral region. And we'll come back to our goddess, just finding some stillness, feet rooting into the earth. Or maybe you close your eyes here. And you can go up in the ball of your left foot. So holding that just for a breath or so. Then we're going to pivot back. Left hand can connect with the earth, and we open up to the right. So this is our dragonfly posture. And breathing here. And then right hand is going to come to the inside of the right foot. You can shimmy that right foot out to just about 2 o'clock, and we're in our high lizard here. So hands are pressing into the earth. Right foot is at 2 o'clock, and the back leg is still lifted here. And just breathing here. Then you can drop the back knee, coming into your low lizard. And you can even come up onto the razor edge of your right foot now, so that pinky outside edge. You can either keep your hands pressing into the earth, or if you want to come down to blocks or forearms, you can come here. So for your lizard lunge. And hands can press yourself back up. So you can either stay in your lizard lunge for a moment longer, or if you want to reach back, grabbing your left ankle, you can take that quadricep stretch, but only if it feels good.
I can actually feel how tight my legs feel from the hike with the kids this weekend. And gently release your left ankle if you have it. So you can stamp your right foot down. So still at about 2 o'clock. Curl the back toes under. Then that back foot will come about 10 o'clock, and we're going to sit in our Vinyasa squat. Again, if you have blocks, you can sit on those here, but both feet are on the earth. And rather than letting the hips sink down, almost think of the hips lifting. So adding that little lift with the feet pressing into the earth. And just breathing here. And you place the hands on the earth, lift the hips, toe heel your feet together, about hips width apart, coming back into your forward fold. And just letting the head hang here. And we'll start to rise up to standing, one vertebrae at a time, until we come all the way up into our Tadasana. And we'll bring the hands to the hips again. We'll take those hip circles, taking a few in one direction, and then again in the other. And then coming back to center. Inhale, hands come high. Exhale, bend the knees, forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees to lengthen the spine so you can bring those shoulder blades back, gazes straight down. And then you can plant the hands. We'll step the right foot back this time. Soften the right knee. Hands come high to the sky, low lunge. And then you can bring your hands to heart center. And just dropping into that right knee. I know we hold the postures a little bit longer in this flow, and I know if you're anything like me, you might get a little bit impatient. I think we're so used to always just going quickly and being busy that we're always looking to get somewhere. But I actually think this is a great practice because it reminds us to slow down. We can sink into the postures and just stay with it a little bit longer. You're not constantly looking for the next thing, just like at least I do in life sometimes, but just being able to sit with what is currently happening. And then right hand can connect with the earth, and we'll twist to the left. The left hand can come back to the earth. You can curl the back toes under, left foot steps back, downward facing dog. And keep a little bit of a bend in the knees for your downward facing dog, just which helps the spine to lengthen a little bit more. And take a big inhale and an exhale. And then on your next inhale, you'll glide forward, coming into your high plank for just a moment, dropping the knees. Inhale, belly drops, head looks up for cow. And then on exhale, come back to downward facing dog. And this time, left foot will come high. And you take an inhale here. Exhale, glide forward, left knee to nose. Coming back up. Knee to nose. Coming back up. Knee to nose. Coming back up. We'll step the left foot forward, dial the back foot back. Warrior two on the left. You guys stay where you are. I changed my perspective. I'm just sinking into that warrior two. We get the heel to instep alignment. That front knee is over the ankle, but it's also tracking to the upper left corner or that pinky toe. And then on an inhale, you can straighten the front leg, hands come high. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, warrior two. One more time. Inhale, we rise. And then exhale, coming right back down. Now keeping those warrior two legs, we'll inhale, reverse your warrior. And then exhale, side angle, left forearm to left thigh. Inhale, reverse. And exhale, side angle. One more time. Inhale, reverse. And then exhale, side angle, and then we stay. So whatever you did with the hand on the last round, you can do here. Just making sure that you're not collapsing into that thigh, but you're grounded and opening. So chest is opening to the sky. And breathing here. And you come back to your warrior two. This time we'll pivot to the right. We'll come back into our goddess. So toes come out to 10 and 2. You can sink a little bit lower here. So we're gonna take some pulses. Just coming up just a little bit, micro. We'll take, I don't know, like 20. We'll do 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sitting back in. 20 might have been a little more ambitious than I had intended, but you know, we went with it. So you can go on the ball of the right foot. And then we're gonna pivot back to the left. Right hand comes down, left hand comes high, dragonfly pose. And breathing here. And then that left hand can go to the inside of your left foot. You can bring your left foot now to about 10 o'clock. We'll stay in that high lizard lunge. So you're still in the ball of your toes, hands pressing into the earth, and breathing here. And you can drop the back knee, maybe come up on the edge of the left foot for a little bit more opening. Keeping the hands pressed into the earth, or you can come down to your forearms. And then hands can come back up to the earth. You can stay here if you want to grab that right foot coming into a quadricep stretch, but only if it feels good. And gently releasing your foot. Hands can come back to center. You can plant that left foot down, so that's at 10 o'clock. Then right foot comes up and we'll come back into our Malasana squat. So hands come to heart center here. Elbows are pushing out thighs. Feet are rooted into the earth. But remember, there's still that little lift. And breathing here. And this is definitely a posture that gets easier with practice. So I can appreciate if this is really hard and feels inaccessible. It doesn't really feel that great for me either, but it does get easier with practice. And you can drop your hands to the earth, lift the legs, and just come down into your forward fold. Just gonna come together back to the top side of my mat. As you rest in your forward fold here. And you can inhale, bend the knees to lengthen the spine. And then back to forward fold. So with the feet about hips width apart, drop the hips and we'll come to our Utkatasana. So feet rooted into the earth, hips low, hands come high. Then we'll take the eagle arm. So right arm wraps underneath left, elbows in line with the shoulders, or you can just do backs of the hands or just grab your shoulders. So eagle feels a little differently for everybody. So just find some variation that works. And we'll place the weight into our left foot. We'll wrap the right leg around, coming into full eagle. But you can also kickstand too. In an eagle, see if you can kind of imagine a pole almost going straight through you. And that's like your energy channel. So if you were almost wrapped around a pole, where all your 7 chakras are just going up your spine. And breathing here. Forearms can try to press forward, stretching out the shoulders. And then still balancing on that left foot, you can unwrap your eagle and we'll come into tree. And if it takes a couple of times to come into tree, that's okay. Well, eventually we'll get there with the left foot on the earth. And that right foot can come to any place on your leg except for your knee. So remember, you can kickstand too. And you can keep your hands at heart center, or you can grow your tree wide, tall or wide. And breathing here. You can bring your hands back to center. Bring that right knee in front of you. Grab the outside of the right knee. We'll twist to the right. Coming back to center, hands at heart center. You can extend the leg in front of you. And just see if you can keep it lifted there for a few moments. You won't stay here long. Just keeping it lifted. And breathing. Your gaze is at something fixed, not moving. And then you can bend the knee, bring it back to the earth. Shake out the legs a little bit. Bring in feet hips width apart again. You drop the hips. Coming back into your Utkatasana. This time, left arm wraps underneath right. Elbows in line with the shoulders, forearms pressing forward. And then that left leg will wrap over right. You can wrap around the calf or kickstand on the earth. Again, we're imagining we're almost wrapped around a pole. You feel that center line of energy, which is supporting you. All the way from the root to the crown of the head. And just breathing. And you can unwrap your eagle and we'll fly into our tree. The right leg stays on the earth, left leg comes anywhere on the leg but the knee. You can stay with your hands at heart center. Hands can come to the sky. Hands can come back to heart center. You can bring the knee out in front. Right hand grabs the outside of the left knee and take a high twist. Coming back to center, hands come to heart center. You can extend that left leg out. See how high you can lift it. Breathing here. And then you can bring it back and bring it down to the earth, shaking it out a little bit. Inhale, hands come high. And then exhale, bend the knees, forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees to lengthen the spine. And you can plant your hands. We'll step right back into our downward facing dog. So just taking a couple of breaths here. And if you want to bend the knees, stretching out the hamstrings, you can do that here.
can bring the knees wide to the edges of the mat. We'll sit back into our child's pose. You can bring the hands together, prayer hands, bending the elbows so hands can meet at the nape of the neck. So giving yourself a little bit of a tricep stretch here. Also just feeling the hips as they sink into the earth. And feeling that element of surrender, and the ability to receive. Sometimes we have a tendency just to want to do so much and to just keep pushing forward. Again, it's almost harder just to sit back and receive, and that's part of what this practice is teaching us. And you can bring your hands back to the earth. So we're going to come into, it's called a hanging cobra. So for child's pose, you'll lift yourself up. Toes can touch and just dropping the sacrum towards the earth. So almost in a high cobra. And of course, only do this if it feels right, but really trying to focus, bringing the sacrum down to the earth. So we're imagining like a downward pull, but his chest lifts. You can take an inhale here, exhale, go back to child's pose. Taking a breath here. And then on your next inhale, we'll rise back up into that hanging cobra. Toes are touching, hips are dropping. And then exhale back into child's pose. And do that one more time. Inhale, we rise up. And exhale, coming right back down. In this child's pose, you're going to walk your hands over to the right. So stretching out the left side of your body. And then walking hands through center, coming over to the left side, stretching out the right side. And coming back through center. You can lift the hips up, make your way to tabletop, but then you can cross your ankles. And we'll meet on our backs. You can have soles of the feet on the earth, knees pointing to the sky. You can see if you can just graze your heels with your fingertips. So palms can be flat right at your heels, pressing into the earth. So we're going to come into a couple of the bridge waves. So on an inhale, you'll lift your hips and then arms will come back. So the backs of your hands are on the earth behind you. And then on an exhale, slowly coming back down. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, coming back down. We'll take 3 more. Inhale, we rise. And exhale, you come back down. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, come back down. One more time. Inhale, we rise. And then exhale, we come right back down. And then you can bring your feet wide. Just knees can knock in for a moment for knock knee pose. This just helps to restabilize the lower spine after some of that back bending. And you can bring the feet together, knees can come out to Supta Uttanasana. So just like we started class. Again, maybe place your hands right at that lower abdomen. Let's see if you can just place your focus there. Maybe again, imagining that glowing ball of orange light just spreading through the whole pelvis area. Maybe from the hips all the way to the pelvic bone. And breathing here. Then you can give your knees a hug in. You can plant the left foot on the earth, and we're going to take a one-legged happy baby pose. So you can grab the inside or the outside edge of your right foot. Have the heel stacked over the knee. And just see if you can gently pull that towards the earth. You can try to see what it feels like if you want to extend your left leg out. I feel like it's a little bit more comfortable for me to plant my left foot on the earth, but either way works. And then you can release the right foot, place the right foot on the earth, and maybe grab the outside edge of the left foot. So the heel stacked over knee, just trying to bring that closer to the earth. And bring your left foot down. Now we'll take both feet, just coming into our happy baby. Rubbing both feet, you can rock a little bit side to side, or maybe extend one leg as you bring the knee in closer to the other, just like a baby does in the crib. You can give your knees a hug in. Take the right knee, stacking it on top of the left. So you're making like an X with your legs. And I'm actually just going to pivot in case you guys are wondering what I'm doing. It might be easier for you guys to see. So right knee is stacked on the left. So we're going to come in Lion Gomakasa, which is cow face pose. You know, you can either grab your shins or the outside edges of your feet. And you're just kind of curling yourself up into a little ball. So you should feel a nice stretch just along the outside edges of the hips. I'm just breathing here. Again, just kind of sinking in, being receptive to these postures, just focusing on flexibility. And if there's any tension that you feel, just see if there's an opportunity to soften. Where is there an opportunity to let go? And then you can release your feet, unwrap your legs. This time, left knee will go over right. And again, you can either grab the shins or the outside edges of your feet. And just kind of bringing the knees in close to you, just like you're coming in a little bit of a ball. And one side will likely feel different than the other, and that's okay. And then unwrap your legs, giving the knees a hug in. You can bring your arms out wide like a T, and then you can drop the knees to the left as you start to gaze to the right. And then you can switch sides. The knees can drop to the right as you gaze to the left. Then you can come back to center, giving your knees one more hug. And you can release the legs long on the earth as you start to make your way into your Shavasana. And try to take up some space here. So feet can come wide. And again, maybe resting the hands right on that lower abdomen. You can actually make a triangle. So with the thumbs touching and the pointer fingers touching, just resting it right in the lower abdomen. And this is actually Yoni Mudra, which also helps us to connect with our feminine energy and provides us with a feeling of grounding. And as you start to rest, again, maybe you imagine that glowing ball of orange light around the pelvis area. And you can start to rest into your Shavasana. Maybe you can start to bring a little bit of consciousness back. And wiggling the toes with the fingertips. You can start to make your way over to your left side. And curling up just for a few moments in the fetal position. And you can start to make your way up to a comfortable seat. And we're going to end this practice with a
breathing practice. So often we do breathing practices at the beginning, but sometimes it's nice to do it at the end as well. Traditionally, breathing practices go after your physical practice. So we're going to come into alternate nostril breathing. So again, that helps to have alleviate anxiety. It gives us a sense of groundedness, and it also just balances our left and right hemispheres, which our left is feminine and the right is masculine. So you can start by taking your pointer finger and your middle finger, just placing it right on your third eye here. And the thumb will cover the right nostril and the ring finger will cover the left. And I'll guide you through that. But to begin, you can just start taking some breaths, just breathing normally. We'll take an inhale together. And you'll block the right nostril, exhaling through the left. And then inhaling through the left. And blocking the left, exhaling through the right. Inhaling through the right. And blocking the right, exhaling through the left. Inhaling through the left. And blocking the left, exhaling through the right. Inhaling through the right. And blocking the right, exhaling through the left. Inhaling through the left. And blocking the left, exhaling through the right. Inhaling through the right. And blocking the right, exhaling through the left. Inhaling through the left. And blocking the left, exhaling through the right. And you can bring your hand to the left and just breathe normally. You can bring your hands to heart center. And together we'll bring our thumb knuckles to our lips and to our third eye. So wishing you love and light on your journey. Everything that is good and light in me, best to everything that is good and light in you. Namaste.